There is a moment in change that looks tiny from the outside but is enormous inside the skull. The old habit is already firing, the urge is alive, the body feels halfway committed, and then you notice, you pause, you push back. From the street view, it looks like I had an urge and I stopped it. From the neural view, it's a civil war between neurons, or circuits. And your identity is being rewritten in real time. Let's zoom in. The old circuit is already in motion. When a habit turns on, it's not an abstract feeling. It is, in fact, a full biological cascade is underway. The cue has activated the basal ganglia habit loop. Dopamine prediction neurons have fired their "we've done this before" alert. Motor planning networks are primed. The amygdala may be adding emotional voltage. The action change is mid-execution. By the time you notice the urge, the network has already crossed threshold and is firing volleys of action potentials downstream. Neurotransmitters are being released. The brain has left the station. That is why it feels automatic. It has momentum, and it is automatic. Awareness is the prefrontal cortex waking up. Awareness is not symbolic, it is biological. The moment you become conscious of the urge, or the idea you have, the prefrontal cortex lights up and sends inhibitory GABA signals downward into the habit system. It recruits working memory. What's happening? Intentions. Do I want this? And evaluation. What are the consequences? Awareness is the wedge. It interrupts the loop before completion. Resistance is a rival circuit firing back. Resisting an urge isn't emotion. It is a circuitry. It is circuitry. When you resist, the prefrontal cortex fires high-frequency inhibitory volleys. Alternative basal ganglia pathways activate. The anterior cingulate cortex, oh my god, that was a long name, detects conflict. GABA interneurons suppress motor execution circuits. Dopamine release is paused or reduced. Emotional reactivity gets modulated. You can feel this as friction. That friction is literally two networks having civil war inside of your head. One is old, fast. That friction is literally too civil and automatic. The other is newer, that slower, friction is literally two networks and fighting. Intentional. This is a neural tug of war. If you succeed, learning happens instantly. That is what's special about it. This is the miracle. Resisting mid-urge triggers plasticity immediately. Two major shifts occur. First, the old circuit weakens because the habit started but didn't complete. Dopamine reward prediction fails. The brain flags the loop as unreliable. Synapses weaken slightly. Thresholds rise. It's microscopic but cumulative. The control circuit strengthens. Because the prefrontal cortex successfully intervened, inhibitory synapses strengthen. Signals travel more efficiently. Myelin begins to rub used axons. Next time, the prefrontal cortex activates sooner. It's like lifting a neural weight. You gain strength from the rep. Emotional rewires too. The emotional brain notices, we didn't do the old thing, and nothing bad happened. Relief, calm, pride, these update the amygdala and hippocampus, shrinking the emotional charge of the habit. Over weeks and months, craving lose voltage. Identity updates from the inside out. The medial prefrontal cortex, or also known as self-processing region, updates its internal story. It says, I can interrupt this. This isn't who I am anymore. I choose differently now. Identity is the memory of past patterns. When the pattern changes, the self changes. Next time, the prefrontal cortex will activate earlier. The habit loop fires with less force. Control gets easier. Why this moment feels powerful? Because it truly is. And here finally, when you stop a habit while it's already running, you aren't just being disciplined. You are weakening the old self. strengthening a new self, retraining your future brain, lowering dopamine priority for the habit, reducing its emotional voltage, building circuitry for control, rewiring identity from the inside. It looks like willpower, and kinda it is. But in reality, it is active. But in reality, it is actually a small new revolution, and each one leaves a trace.